Hi everyone. So for those who don't know me, my name was written. I'm Celia. I'm a French international student here, and I turned 20 last March. The thing is, for my birthday weekend, I chose not to party with my friends, but to go to Ottawa instead to meet the Parliament members with the Canadian Frequency Bank. I don't know if you're familiar. It's a non-profit that is church-based. Yeah, so it's a Christian response to hunger. It's like many, many churches gathered together to propose solutions worldwide, and they're present in many, many countries. So I joined a group of 20 other young people from all over Canada to advocate for more funding towards resilient food systems to help end global hunger. My mission was to ask for an extra $2 billion over the next 7 years for more resilient food systems. I didn't feel legitimate at all. I'm so young, so French. Until I realized Canada is a country made of significant amount of immigrants, and so if I can't represent young Canadians, maybe nobody else can. So I went. Here is what I learned. At the moment I speak, food insecurity has reached levels not seen in years due to conflicts, climate change, and economic disruptions. Since the COVID-19 broke out, there has been a huge increase in hunger over the world. The number of people experiencing world hunger in 2021 was up to 828 million, which is up to 1/10 of the population. That number will soar even higher with ongoing climate disasters and the impact of the war in Ukraine on global supply chain and food prices. So we have today a global food system that doesn't ensure everyone has enough food to live an active and healthy life while also putting tremendous strain on our natural environment and with too little resilience to withstand shocks and crises. So for example, more than 2 billion people globally work in food systems, yet it fails to provide most of these people with a decent livelihood. Food producers make up more than 70% of those who experience hunger in the world today. Unfortunately, 79% of women who work in least developed countries work in agriculture. So they're particularly impacted, and they also experience higher levels of food insecurity and malnutrition in general. Food deprivation claims a child's life every 3 seconds, and nearly half of all deaths in children under 5 years old is attributable to undernutrition. So we clearly see who are the most vulnerable here. I've personally grown up caring about the growth and education of children, as I've been tutoring, teaching little kids, and leading Boy Scout groups. Knowing that a child out of 7 sleeps hungry at night, I can't help but thinking something's going wrong. If children are the future, then what is our future going to look like, right? So knowing this, it shouldn't shock you if my next statement is the following. Education for girls and women is the best way to fight hunger, tackle inequalities, and act against the climate crisis. Indeed, all issues are interconnected. Many of them start from hunger. So supporting resilient food system by educating women to implement local solutions will help them to gain legitimacy in front of their husbands and be listened to. It will help families self-sustain by adapting to the local challenges, including climate change. So understanding better their environment to sustain more easily will allow the children that used to help out at home to go out and go back to school. And it's also the opportunity to reach for healthcare and more stability. So it's all a virtuous circle. If you tackle hunger by educating women, it will have an effect on many other things. And the truth is, Canada can and should do more. Canada agreed to the international development goals set by the UN, engaging themselves to invest 0.7% of GNI each year in international aid. They never reached that target and are currently at only 0.32%, which is not even half. So yes, we know Canada must balance its domestic needs. We see the homeless in Toronto, and we are aware of this. However, 89% of the budget goes already toward employment and social development, 8% towards defense and military, and only 3% towards international aid. The Canadian focus is clear already, but the impact of climate change, COVID-19, Global economic shocks and the war in Ukraine have led to increases in food insecurity, and we cannot benefit by solving these kind of issues in Canada alone. So because we live in a global community and our actions to address critical global needs will ultimately help Canada flourish through greater peace and security, global prosperity, and improved trade relationships in the future. So what I'm not saying we need to throw more money at what is obviously a problem of the world. I'm not saying Canada knows best. What I'm saying is that starting with and working through the local community by figuring out with local specialists what they really need for the specific situation they're in, that is the solution we need to look for. Development can't happen the way it happened before because the world is changing. And so we need to find out the right ways of doing for each situation, each system, and each population. And it will benefit us at the very end. So I learned all these things in a few days in Ottawa. But I think the most important thing I've learned is to speak out, to take action, to trust myself and stay optimistic in front of everything that's happening in our world. I need now to make sure people know what matters to me because passion resonates with people, because we can all make a difference. The more engaged citizens are, the better the government is, as they'll hear you. They'll have to listen when an issue has been raised enough. Thank you.